There is power in the name of Jesus to break every chain, break every chain, break every chain. Woo! To break every chain, break every chain.
Good evening. This is Pastor Edith Rogers, and we're here with you on tonight to bring you our new blog. And we're calling it Rights Rally. It's a protection from courts and county agency abuses. Amen. And I'm here with Monica Mukai. Amen. Her family has been victimized by this type of abuse. And we just kind of want to explain to you or give you a brief overview of what we're addressing. The American people, we rely heavily upon the probate court of law to provide legal direction in a deceased person's estate, as well as guidance and protection for the living or mentally ill persons or developmentally disabled adults. Judges and officers of the court are to provide this justice. The probate courts, officers of the court, attorneys, and other legal entities have become infamous for conspiring and racketeering. Due to the tampering of records, the conspiring and racketeering is covered up and carried out by the court's abuse of authority under the color of law. The Racketeer Influence and Corrupt Organizations Act, commonly referred to as the RICO Act, or simply RICO, is a United States federal law that provides for extended criminal penalties and a civil cause of action for acts performed as part of an ongoing criminal organization. Now, sometimes we don't even understand how that can be accomplished, but they accomplish it through utilizing private attorney firms and other entities that they enter into contractual agreements with to perform a service for these citizens, such as your public defenders, or such as Brown, White, and Osborne, or other attorney firms within the Inland Empire. Now, Monica, your family has been the victim of this type of abuse. Have you not?
Yeah, that is correct. In particular, Ryan Morris, my nephew, who's 25 years old, has severe developmental delays and has been noted to have the mental capacity of a kindergartner.
Oh my goodness.
Between the ages of 5 and 9 is what the most recent capacity declaration or 730 evaluation has declared by the doctor. And although he has the capacity of that age group, such a young age group, he actually was married off by his adopted mother to one of her.
Excuse me. He was married off?
He was married off.
Does he have the capacity to enter into a contract?
No. In fact, he doesn't have a right to contract according to the law and according to the conservatorship matters of his rights under the conservatorship. He doesn't have a right to contract. However, his adopted mother married him off
I'm sorry
when he was 20 years old.
Does his attorneys know about this?
Of course they do.
And who is his attorneys?
His attorney is Brown, White, and Osborne. In particular, it's Mark Flory who did the trial, but Jack Osborne has been the longest attorney involved, and he's one of the partners with Brown, White, and Osborne. And he actually was present during the deposition testimony where Ryan said he wanted to be friends, that he wanted to be not married, and that he actually wanted to live with somebody else. He was told by his now court-appointed, the court acknowledged that he was the abusive husband, because there are numerous instances of abuse, and that's why we were going to court. And this attorney,
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Are you saying that the court acknowledged or found that there was abuse by the man that he's supposed to be married to?
Yes, the judge actually removed him from the care of, the conservatorship and care of the abusive husband, as well as the abusive household in May of this year. Um, However, there is still contact and they're still married, and albeit it is supervised contact, it's just strange to so many people as to why he's still even married when the doctors have proclaimed that he doesn't have the mental capacity to have been married or still remain married. And it's I'm sure it's very confusing to Ryan himself.
Well, most of you know that I'm being facetious. Of course, I have some knowledge of what is going on, and I'm very aware of the acts of Brown, White, and Osborne. Matter of fact, I sought Miss Mukai out myself because of what I heard her speaking about in front of the County Board of Supervisors. And what really just really drew me to my knees was the fact that these supervisors had in their possession the clippings, and we do have those videos attached to this blog for your review, where you can see the wedding that they put her nephew into with his conservator. Amen.
May I correct you real quickly
Yes.
on that? At the time, it was the adoptive mother's employee.
Yes.
So she basically married him off to one of her employees who is double Ryan's age. And, my nephew was 20, and Sean Spicer, who he was married to at the time, was almost 40.
Yes, and when you review the video, please note he doesn't even understand what he's there for. He says that he's thinking that he's at a baptismal, and so I'm just appalled by the whole situation. And even though Judge Sunshine Sykes did remove him finally out of that relationship, Brown, White, and Osborne, so I understand, is fighting to get him placed right back in that situation.
Yeah, Brown, White, and Osborne is appealing the decision that was made to remove him from the abuse and the abuse.
And I don't want to give too much credit to Ms. Sykes, because she has become, as I can see, part of the whole problem. When she has witnessed what the county council has done, their involvement in it, they're in agreement and seem to be pushing for him to stay in this relationship. And of course, someone who has been reared up in this type of abuse, this is all he knows.
And
he is a child.
And there's something that we are most likely familiar with or may not be familiar with in the title, but there's something known as Stockholm Syndrome.
Yes.
Most abusers will go right back to the abusive situation because that's all they know.
Right.
And it's concerning that the judge rules one way and the court-appointed counsel is running with it a different direction, trying to put him right back in the same situation. And how is that in Ryan's best interest?
Now, there's a few attorneys that they customarily go before the same judges too. We have Judge Thomas Kerriman, we have Judge Sunshine Sykes, and a couple of others, and they network real good, even with putting children like your nephew into these types of situations, but they don't take into consideration the damage, the hurt that they're doing to them, as well as the families.
Well, and I want to clarify something too, is that he's not a child, he's an adult. However, he's
Yes.
conveniently talked about and made decisions for as if he is a child, but yet also, it's a double standard.
Yes.
When it comes to protecting him, and that's the most important.
But legally, he has been declared with the capacity, mental capacity of a 5 to a 9-year-old.
Exactly.
So
Well,
then
yeah,
we have to
yeah.
treat him as a child because we have to protect him. And he does not have the right to enter into contractual agreements
That is correct.
for that purpose.
And then to top it off, just at the last court hearing on October 24th, Jack Osborne acknowledged, and same with County Counsel, Jack Osborne with Brown, White, and Osborne, and County Counsel Stacey Kiefer finally acknowledged, after we questioned whether or not the conservator who's been appointed basically and making decisions on behalf of Ryan
Yes.
used to actually work with Jack Osborne's office for a while this was all in court,
Now,
and
you
now
just-
is making decisions for him.
You have just defined a conflict of interest. This woman, who is his conservator now, appointed by the court, used to work for Brown, White, and Osborne, who is the attorney firm that is supposed to be protecting him and working in his best interest.
And is actually acting like he's representing the
abuser.
abusive
Yes.
abusive husband.
Yes.
So it's just it's the enmeshment, and then of course this wasn't disclosed at all.
Right.
There was no disclosure, and it's no wonder why there's so much hostility coming from the public guardian's office with this new conservator, who was, obviously working with the
Working,
adversarial attorney's office, and it's just very disheartening. And
This kind of shows the conspiracy.
and I think
Now, that there's a lot of money that changes hands with this. The contract that Brown, White, and Osborne has, about how much do they make? Are you aware of?
yeah, it's approximately $800 a month per person, so they have a contract for over $500,000 a year.
Yes. But under that contract, it's my understanding, they have the opportunity to earn other monies, which makes this very lucrative for them. And so they like to keep them in the system. But we've gone further with this, and we have found out that even in probate, which we're going to go and we're going to explain something to you on our next blog on how they do take possession of your wealth. And we in the community, we have to be very careful, because we know that we've been stopped from the transference of wealth from one generation to the next. We have attached, if you are part of Amazon Prime, you can review a film that's called The Guardian. And this film is put out by Billy Mintz. Amen. And I was blessed to see this showing this past weekend. I encourage all of you, if you're a member of Amazon Prime, to go on. You can view it for free. Look at it, and it's going to open your eyes to a lot. Be very much aware of it. And I want you to leave a comment behind. When you watch that showing of The Guardian, make sure you leave a comment, some comment, because that's going to boost the ratings of that film. And also, leave us a comment if you have a question, if you've enjoyed our blog, if you have been the victim of any type of abuse by Child Protective Services, Adult Protective Services, the guardianship or the conservatorship arena, or even in the probate courts if you're in there with a will or a living trust. Please contact us. Amen. My phone number is 951-378-6119. And I hope to see you the next time. And we're again, Rights and Rally, protection from courts and county agencies abuse. God bless you.